everyone, this is M&K Gaming. I'm Katie.
And I'm Meche.
This is a top 5 ideal vacations. I was very quick to choose this topic. We have kind of a list written out, but if you have suggestions, please put it in the comments. But this one I was pretty quick to write mine because I have been talking to Valentine a lot about like, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that. So it was pretty easy for me.
So do you want to start with your top 5? Or
sure.
your
I guess
your
I'll
top
start
5?
with my 5th, yeah. Alright, so my number 5, you know, ideal vacation is kind of a little tour of Europe, but specifically focused in Spain. I want to, I'm 3/8 Hispanic, and a lot of that is Spanish, like, not Mexican, but Spanish, like Spain. So I want to try to see, like, I've never been there, but the architecture I've heard is fantastic, and the food and the culture, and I really, just want to be a little more immersed in Spanish, even though I know that Spain Spanish and Mexico Spanish are different.
Yeah, no, a lot of Spanishes are. Spain, I can show you a Spanish movie so you can see how differently like the dialect is between Mexican Spanish and Spain Spanish.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie too. I think I told you about it before.
Probably.
Yeah.
With your grandmother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandma showed me that movie.
But yeah, I want to one day go on kind of like a little tour of Europe, but kind of staying in Spain for the most part.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, my top 5, it's most of my vacations are in the U.S. Just because I've not had super good luck with being outside the U.S. That's a whole another story for another time. But my 5th one would be a Florida trip because that's where my brother had lived for a while. That's where one of my friends is right now, and my uncle used to live there. He doesn't anymore, but yeah, I want to go see like Walt Disney World. I want to go see Orlando, Universal Studios. I kind of want to take trips on the beach. So yeah, just a Florida trip.
Yeah. My number 4 is actually kind of a cruise, but so it's basically a cruise that I've already been on. We started out leaving from New Orleans, and we went from New Orleans, like the Gulf of Mexico, to Florida and the Florida Keys, and went to the Bahamas, and then came back. But kind of, leapfrogging off of your Florida, I've been like 3 or 4 times, and it's pretty cool, like every single time, except for all the old conservative people.
Old people there, yeah.
Yeah. No, but like Universal Studios was so much better than I thought it would be. Like it was amazing. I had a great time.
Oh no, yeah, my cousin Josue, he went with his mom and my grandma, and they took so many pictures, and it looked so cool. There's a dragon that breathes actual fire.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to go.
Right. No, we had a really fun time in kind of the Harry Potter area of the park. The only place that I really did not want to go was, the Despicable Me area with all the minions, because the minions. And I just had a great time. Like, my mom was over there for a conference, and she flew my brother and myself down. And we, stayed with her and went to Universal after she was done with her math conference, and then, we spent the next few days at Universal Studios, and it was a lot of fun. And, I want to go back one day, and I also want to try to hit Disney World.
Oh, for
I
sure.
haven't been since I was like 8.
My mom claims that I went to Disney World or, Florida with my dad, and I'm like, I have no memory of this.
Picture proof, please?
I know. Okay, so, yeah.
Yeah, so just to repeat, my number 4 is, like, Bahamas, like, not quite exactly Bahamas, but like Florida Keys, Bahamas kind of cruise.
Yeah.
The first time I ever had key lime pie was in Key West, and it was the best thing I could have ever hoped for. Also, we docked at 8 in the morning, and the first thing that happened, when we docked in Key West is I found a stray cat, and I just sat there and pet it for like half an hour. So I want that experience again. That was the perfect experience. Yeah.
All right. So
your number 3?
My number 3 would actually be going to Cancun, Mexico. So my grandma, she's always ranting and raving about this awesome trip that she took with my cousin Josue and my aunt Ruth to Cancun, Mexico, and they've gone like twice again. Like, so they gone a total of 3 times, and they keep coming back and saying, "Oh my God, it's so great." I want to see what's so great about Cancun, Mexico. Okay,
That sounds
I
more like it's out of spite than out of just sheer
no,
curiosity.
I actually want to go because they apparently it's really really nice at the hotel that they stayed at, the
Yeah.
resort. It's super cheap. And then the sand apparently has a different feeling according to my grandmother. The sand there has a very different feeling than from California or from Hawaii.
Right.
So yeah, she brought me back a bottle of sand from there.
Man.
So my brother Julian and I, we want to go to Cancun, Mexico, and we want to take my cousin Josue and just kind of make it like a cousin's trip. Yeah, we've been planning that since we were little. And yeah, I want to check it out. I want to see how cool it is. Josue, he actually has like a huge amount of money that he's actually saving from like little odd jobs that he's doing.
Oh,
He's
wow.
like 16 years old right now.
Oh, God.
And he's been saving since he was like 12.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
like, I really want to, no, since he was 8. Since
Oh,
he was 8.
Jesus.
He's like, I really want to go back. So he's saved all this money from odd jobs, from his grandparents, from like little jobs on the side, from allowance to go back to Cancun because he loved it so much.
Wow.
Even as an 8-year-old, you know?
I'm gonna piggyback on your trip and just like, hey, me and Val are gonna come with you, but if it's gonna be a cousin's trip, we'll just leave you alone and have a lot of alone time exploring Cancun without you.
But yeah, so, and we all speak Spanish,
All right.
so it's like, we'll be fine. But yeah, we kind of want to make
I
a cousin's
won't
trip
be.
out of it.
I won't be fine. in Cancun.
You have Val.
I have Val, but he like un poquito, you know. So like he understands it and he can speak it okay. I can kind of understand it, but I can't speak like hardly at all. So I don't know. I should learn.
Yeah, I keep telling you to learn.
I keep saying
Duolingo.
That I should.
Duolingo.
My number 3 is actually Italy. I want to go for the like most of what I want to go to places for is architecture and food, and this is no exception. I want to go and eat a shit ton of pasta and pizza and have really good wine. I like Valentina and I have talked about like, hey, let's kind of like, you know, wait to go travel because we want to be able to drink. But if we go in Italy, I'm pretty sure the drinking age is 18.
So is Mexico,
So,
yeah. I think it's 19 in Canada. I'm not quite sure.
That actually, yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe. Is either 18 or 19. But yeah, I want to go to Italy. I've wanted to go for a long time. And not just like on an eat, pray, love thing, but I do want to, you know, not care about what I'm eating and just, you know, or like not the calories or anything, but I want to focus on the flavors and like indulge in
the food
whatever,
itself.
The food itself.
Right.
Just have a fun time there with Valentine, indulging in that food itself. Ton
Right.
of pasta. We love pasta.
Yeah, my mom's friends went to Italy because her family is Italian. They went to Italy a couple times and they love it there. And they're like, no, you would love it. And I started learning Italian for a bit.
Yeah.
And then I kind of tapered off because it was like senior year and I was about to get into college and I was like, okay, I gotta manage my time better.
So do you still know a little bit of Italian?
Just a little bit. Like certain phrases and words, like do you need to use the bathroom and stuff like that.
Allora.
Allora.
All right, your number 2, I guess.
My number 2 would be going back to Alaska and camping. My mom hates camping, so I'm never going to do this with her.
Yeah.
But I've gone camping with my brother. I've gone camping with my uncles and cousins, and it is the best experience I've ever had. We have like this campfire, you know, we do s'mores, we do cowboy coffee in the morning, and then we do hiking, all day hiking. And then we come back, we tell scary stories, we pass the frick out, and then we start it all over again.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so fun. And you wake up in the morning and you smell the fresh air, you smell the dew, you smell the cowboy coffee, you smell the campfire, you wake up all fresh and rejuvenated.
You mean cold?
Yes. and also fresh and rejuvenated. And then you drink the glacier water, and everything is all right. So
Valentine was a Boy Scout. Actually, he's a certified Eagle Scout. I feel like he'd enjoy camping with you. And like as a kid, my dad used to camp with the family all the time. But the way that he always did stuff, like I feel like some of my vacation spots, you know, like the cruise, and like a trip to New York or whatever, which coming up, yeah, I want to revisit all the vacations that I did without him because I don't want to have that experience ruined again, if that makes sense. Like I went to Chicago one time and it was like the worst experience I've ever had. So, like, not to say that the city of Chicago is shit. I want to experience the wonders and the glories of
it's
Chicago.
just
It's
her
just my
dad made it horrible.
He just made it awful.
Yeah.
So I want to experience everything again without him, and I feel like Valentine, like you, spending time with you and Valentine would be a really cool way to relive that and have a really fun time.
Wait, so what's your number 2? Going to Chicago or camping?
Oh, no,
Oh.
No, I was still, like, I was just piggybacking on yours.
Oh, okay.
My number 2 is New York. So I said, coming up, here it is, New York. The only reason I've been twice. I went one time with my whole family. My brother was singing at Carnegie Hall with a children's choir. The year after I graduated from children's choir, I went to like the middle school choir. So I was salty, but at the same time, he had to do rehearsals every day. We were there for like a week and a half. And he had to do rehearsals every day, and so my mom and my dad and I, it was like I was an only kid again. It was really nice. And we just, you know, we got pizza for brunch, and we walked around, and we went to, you know, Central Park, and we went to Grand Central Station and walked around, and we, you know, found some underground gelato places that were really bitchin', and yeah, we just had a great old time. And then I went for my senior trip with my mom. Like, my mom was like, hey, yeah, how about your senior trip? And we went, you know, just the two of us to New York, and she actually, like, she gave this teacher who was having an issue with her family, she gave her, you know, like, time off or whatever to go and, you know, be there for her family. And her kids were like, oh my god, thank you so much, as if that wasn't like a perfectly normal thing to do. And then gave us, you know, free tickets to an opera, free tickets to a Broadway show, and really the only thing that we had to pay for, oh my god, pause, it's snowing. Alright, unpause. I don't know where I left off, sorry, but it was snowing outside and I got a little distracted. Like, I literally went yeet on out of my chair. So yeah, New York, I want to experience it with Valentine. He's never been. I want to go and see everything with him, and I want to, you know, have a fun time with him, because he's never been, and I feel like it'd be a really nice adventure. Also, he's never ice skated before. Yeah, he's never ice skated before in his life, and he doesn't like roller skating. And he says, if I hate roller skating and I hear ice skating is harder, I don't think I'm gonna like it. And at one point, like our first year together on his birthday, I like pretty much stole him out of his home and went to one of the malls that we have in Dallas that has an ice skating rink in it. And he looked at the ice skating rink, saw the look on my face, and went, Katie, no, and would not let me take him on the ice, and promised me on that day that the only way that he'd ever ice skate, the only time he'd ever let me force him to ice skate, is at Rockefeller Center in New York. So you know what? God damn it, he's gonna ice skate. The end.
Alright. Yeah, I'm still pissed about the snow because I came all the way from Alaska to escape the freaking snow, and what does it do? It starts snowing here when barely Seattle gets any snow. Ever.
I'm from Texas. I never get the snow, so I'm having a good old time looking out the window and seeing those little white specks.
I hate it.
I like it.
Anyway.
It never snows in Texas, and it never snows here. So the fact that it's snowing means, 1, global climate change, and 2, yay, snow.
Go away.
I'm already on the further end of the couch from you.
Yep, because microphone. Also, okay, so my number 1. This is my number 1.
Okay.
I've done this trip multiple times, and I love it to death because it's always who I'm with, and it just really makes the trip. So it's a California road trip.
Yeah.
Um, what my mom and I usually do is we go to LAX first. We go to Hollywood, Universal Studios. We do like the Hollywood hike there, and then we go to Valencia, California, to do the Six Flags Magic Mountain, and we stay at Embassy Suites, which is our favorite hotel because they give us like huge, good, great complimentary continental breakfast. And then we go to Disneyland to end it. Sometimes we can fit in San Francisco or San Diego, but it's mostly those three, and oh my gosh, we have so much fun. I love the trips I have with my mom. Even though my sister kind of ruined them sometimes, and my stepdad would always get mad at my sister, and everybody would be angry at my sister because she's ruining everything.
She's a bitch.
Okay, stop. But yeah, so we would always have so much fun, and then yeah, it's great. I always want to take friends on that road trip. I've always wanted to have my own little family road trip in the future. It's something I've always hold deep in my heart, you know, like just that specific road trip because I've done it with my brother, I've done it with my grandma and my aunt, and I've done it with like a lot of my cousins ever since I was like a baby. So it's just held a big place in my heart, that California road trip.
Yeah. It's funny you said that because my number one's actually a California road trip too, but mine's a food tour of California. Well, not just food, but also like just the whole state if I can. I really want to because I've never really been, other than like passing like in a plane, stop at LAX for a little bit, and then board a different plane. Um, but yeah, I want to go to San Diego. My sister is in the Navy, and she was stationed in San Diego at one point, and I haven't, ever been to the San Diego Zoo. I want to. I also, BuzzFeed is located. There's two locations. There's one in New York and there's one in California, and I want to try to hit all the, the worth it lifestyle and like worth it food places that they go to, and just see if it's good. And I want to spend my money on food because that's like the most important thing in the world is food. Um, but yeah, I really want to go and go to Disneyland for the first time, see that Universal Studios, go to like all the different San Diego zoos, see the San Francisco sites, LA sites, Hollywood, everything. I want to pretty much do that same road trip. So if you want to go together one time, like we can set that up. I think Valentine and I are like, I'm off for 3 weeks in the summer, so I think I might try to convince him to like, hey, let's save up for like a year and a half, and then take a whole 3 weeks and just do California.
See, this is where I don't, I can't do that right now because I am only in I'm just starting my second year in our 4-year program, and you're almost graduating.
Right.
So it's like, not now, but sometime in the future.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've told you this, but Katie and I are always talking about like the future and like our future families. Like, oh my God, Katie, my kids are gonna be harassing you
Like
all the time.
We talk about like, oh my God, that's Val as a dad, or oh my God, that's me as a mom, or oh my God, that's you and your wife, or like, we always talk about that, and we're like, our kids are gonna greatly prefer, either myself or Valentine over the other, and then same with like, Mama, I want to go like hang out with Aunt Meche. No, you have to be with me. But Mom, I don't want to be with you. Like,
or
that
also
kind of stuff.
like, remember when we were walking around Green Lake and we saw this guy and his kid, and they were skateboarding together?
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh,
That's you.
It was a guy who was skateboarding, and his kid. What was his kid doing? His kid was like on a scooter
His kid was like
or something.
way behind him, like on. I think his kid was on a scooter, but like way behind him trying to catch up. And I was like, "That's you.
Yeah.
Skate or die."
Skate or die. But yeah, so those are our top 5 ideal vacations.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments what other top 5s we should do. We do have a list, but we can always add to it, and your suggestions are super helpful, so let us know, and we'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great time.